This chapter we're going to talk about chordates or vertebrates. Go ahead and write this down. Characteristics of chordates. If you are in phylum Chordata, you have a backbone. You are what we're talking about today. Write this down. They can live on land, in water, or in the air. So animals with backbones can live just about anywhere, land, water, or air. They belong to phylum Chordata. So kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata. They have a notochord, which is a flexible rod-like structure on the dorsal side or back of an animal. Basically, a notochord is a spinal cord. So a backbone and a spinal cord. Those are two different things. The backbone is usually bone or cartilage. It is hard. A notochord or spinal cord is flexible nerve. Have a dorsal nerve cord, a bundle of nerves that become the spinal cord. Gill slits located in the throat behind the mouth. At some point, all chordates have gill slits. Some of them, like fish, keep them. Others, like us humans, we have them when we're in our early development, and then we lose them. Have an endoskeleton. So we talked about insects and other arthropods with an exoskeleton. We have an endoskeleton, which means it's inside of us, and then we have muscle and fat and other things hanging off of it. Bones inside the body for protection and muscle attachment. 7 classes of chordates. Whoops. And I would like you to list all of these. 7 classes of chordates. Fish. You guys are familiar with those. We'll get into that. Amphibians and reptiles. That's what this chapter is all about. Also, birds and mammals fall into that. And then tunicates and lanceolets, which are a very small group of animals that actually don't have a backbone, but they have a spinal cord, so they get thrown in here. So listing all of those: fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals. You don't need to write this. Tunicates live in the seawater attached to the seafloor. Lanceolets, salt water buried in the sand. These are kind of weird things where it's like, okay, where do we put them? And we put them in here because they do have a nerve cord. I do want you to write this down: cold-blooded. You've probably heard of the term cold-blooded, and the fancy scientific term for that is ectotherm. Therm means heat, ecto is outside. So body temperature changes with the surroundings. Fish, amphibians, and reptiles change with the surroundings. My pet turtle, I can't just go drop him in some water outside right now because he would freeze. Okay, I can't put him in a very hot room because he would overheat. He can't regulate his own body heat. Animals who are cold-blooded can't make their own body heat, so they have to use the sun. So if they're too cold, they're going to go in the sun and warm up. If they're too warm, they're going to go in the shade or the water and cool off. So cold-blooded ectotherms cannot make their own heat. The opposite of that is warm-blooded, endotherm. Endo means inside, therm is heat. We basically burn fuel, burn calories, burn food to make heat. That's why we bundle up with coats and mittens and hats and stuff in the winter, because our body creates heat and we're trapping it. when you first get into your bed, if it's cold, you get into your bed, it's cold under your covers. But then you pull your covers over you, and those blankets trap in the heat that your body is making, and that's why it starts feeling warmer, because we are warm-blooded. Most of our energy goes towards maintaining our body heat. That is it for today.